And on this end, the U-joint they sent me, Chevy to Ford, was too big for this rear end. And there's a tab right here that's supposed to center this U-joint. So I had to grind it out. Anyway, I thought it was a ½ inch too long, or space, and I had about 1 inch clearance, so the U-joint's perfect size. Looks pretty good. It's all in and bolted up real good. I fought with this all morning, part of the day yesterday, making those adapters for that U-joint up there. But it's in now. I got some, looks like I need some welding to do, just to finish up some stuff under here. Anyway, main deal was the drive line. It's in now. Well, here's my final product. One of the things I found that heat riser in there was frozen. They just cut it out with a torch. I put it back on and put it back on crooked. There's a pin in there. I bolted it up. Broke this aluminum, cast iron spacer. Anyway, make a long story short, glued that all back together. Machined it flat. Took the pin out. Finally put it on. And got my exhaust pipe where it's supposed to go. Welded it into the muffler there. And it's a little loose, but a clamp will fix that. Anyway, that's all. And I use big giant washers there. This thing don't vibrate near as bad as a Harley, so it'll be fine with one mount. So that's good. And just did the drive line. I still got to plumb the brakes here. Haven't tried my tubing flaring tool yet. I guess that's something I'd do. I started working on this windshield and I couldn't find a nut. I forgot where that went. But I cut that bent piece off. Here's the other one. It was crushed pretty bad right there. And I got to take about 2 inches of this out. So I'm going to try to just take that right out of there. Looks like it has some kind of a little brass channel there. And some kind of rubber seal here on the bottom. But I just whacked it off. And now I'll put this one on and get a measurement. Now I started doing my window. I cut this bottom one. Yeah, pretty good job there. It's awful tight. It doesn't want to move very easy. Might be grease, but I think I cut it a little bit long. That's good enough. And this one's got a bend in the middle of it. I'll take that out. I don't know whether I'll cut it in the middle or on the end. The end's fairly straight. I'm going to try to straighten that middle out. I may cut it out of that to help get it straighter. Let's see how that goes. Well, here we go. You can see here where I welded it. Not too good, not too bad. And I got the weld over there. But it's in, and bolts are all good on it. starting to kind of look like a car now. Amazing how little that windshield is compared to how big the tires are. Just remarking that it's probably made to go 20 miles an hour. Here you got 10 times as big of a tire on it. Well, there we go. I put some of this black rust converter on it. Looks pretty good, especially for first coat. But it's all good, moves. I recoated this. Seems like every coat just gets a little blacker. Probably need to ordered some clear, so I'll wash it good. And then we can clear coat this. I didn't even bother grinding on this one. I just left it like it was. That's plenty good enough. Yeah, windshield looks nice. Well, that's it for today. Exhauster on, drive shafts in. Gotta make my final adjustments there. Weld up my brake braces. Need to run my oil line. Clean up my floorboards. Hinges for the trunk. Latch. Don't worry about skinning it right now. Hook up my brakes. Kind of figured out where my coil is going to go. I have to make a 90-degree bracket down there on a manifold. It's really the only place to put it that's any good. And getting close to being done here. A few more days. Alright, I started to move forward on my brakes. I made a couple brackets here. These are going to get welded in up in there like that. And I can weld those to the brace and then drill a hole. The other one's the same basically. So that'll brace this brake thing to the firewall, or at least to that 1-inch tube I got across there. Unfortunately, I gotta take it out to drill a hole in it. I need to clean up that what was left of that first disaster with trying to move the brake. But these will look alright, and I can still unbolt it and get it out if I ever have to. So that's what we're moving on to now, welding them in and marking a hole. Well, braces are in, welded. That one's welded good. Now I just have to mark the holes there, take this thing apart, drill it for a couple bolts, and I think this will be plenty strong enough. Well, here's the bracket. I got these holes drilled in it here, and I just hit it with a little of this roll bar paint. Here's the back. I still got the flat on the front, but I missed a piece here on top, and I just painted up that brake lever a little bit. Yeah, this is shiny paint and it's flat everywhere else, but I'm not really concerned about that too much. It's all pretty much up under the dash anyway. I cleaned up this ratty place that I had done before. I'd put a piece of channel or a 90-degree bend in there, and I had a little piece still sticking out, so I cut that off. And then I noticed this was a little close to my steering column, so I took a hammer and put a bend in it right there. Kind of got it a little bit away from it. I think probably it's because of these mounts, the way I got it mounted. But anyway, I'll take my bolts here and try to get this thing in. I'll get them wires out of my way. Well, here's a little bit of the creativity on a rat rod. I got this sticker here, and I was planning on putting it right there on that rear end. We put it up a little higher. Yeah. Can't really put it down too low. Put it in here. I'd like to have it centered with a woodpecker. Anyway, I'll figure out where it goes and show you what it looks like. So anyway, there's my little sticker. That rear end just looked a little too bare, and I always had an idea that woodpecker smoking a cigar, kind of tough guy, and kind of matches the outline of his tires. Anyway, just a little bit of creativity in this thing. Yeah, my brake cylinder's ready to be stuck back up in my hole, and I'm going to clean that up a little bit, wipe some of that arc stuff off of it, and try to stick it in there. It looks like those pretty good brackets. They hold it real tight. So we shall see. Not the easiest thing to get that in from by yourself from both sides. I don't know how well this camera is going to show this. I'll try to put it there and see what kind of problems we have putting this thing in. Bracket first. Yeah, I gotta raise it up a lot higher. So it's not so easy to put in. Oh, it's still showing you. Once it's in right, I don't know where my holes are or anything. Now, at least with this bracket here, kind of clamp it where it'll hold. And if I can get the bolts through the other side, I'll be able to bolt it all together. Shit, I didn't clean it up yet. Well, there's everything with all the bolts back tight. I got plenty of clearance here on my brake. And that's all looks solid and straight. I haven't tried it yet, but it works. And that's good right there. Now I just have to figure out if I got lucky and bored my bolt holes straight here for these brackets. So I kind of, yeah, it's recording. I got all of the bolts sorted out there, and loosen up the firewall, the brakes, and oh, I don't even have a nut on this one yet. Yeah, it was a little hard to get in. Put a nut on it. Now I stick a wrench on that. Let that hang there. And I can take my ratchet, tighten it. And since this ain't going to be coming out no more, I'm going to tighten it pretty tight. The wrench keeps slipping off. That's good. And my clamp from my dash here. Put it back on. Well, it's in. What do you think? Oh man, I forgot to have this here.
Looks very good.
Yeah.
Looks strong.
Yeah, it's a lot better than it was. Just welded into there, made it really good. Well, there it is in its final glory. Everything feels really just super solid. I don't feel any give or nothing. I may not even have to put a brace onto this. I'll wait until I get it pumped up, get some fluid in it. But, you know, right now that I'm putting a lot of force on it right now. I'm bending the back of the seat behind me, and that's not moving at all. So that's what I want. I want it stronger than I am. So that was a success, and looks pretty good. I'll put some of that rust shit all over all that stuff in there and not even worry about cleaning it up. And I bent my tab there for my brake light switch. I need to order one of them. And I still got to do something with that accelerator pedal. And the wheel's not quite straight in here yet. So, and then I made these bolts here. They're a bitch to get to from the back, just for to hold something in. I'm going to try to reverse them, weld that stud there into the frame, and then that way I just put a nut on them, take them out. Anyway, I'm amazed how strong that is. Whatever I'm hitting there, it's definitely not giving it all. I can feel it. I'm bending that floorboard, and that's 3/4 inch wood, so I'm putting a lot of pressure on it. That's going to be just fine like it is. Well, now we have a Christmas tree of junk. This is the wiring harness I pulled out into basically dash gauges, main power stuff. There's one that goes across here. Those are mostly all alternator wires, and I just run them over there. I've got my left and right headlights and stuff in this business, and I think that all that down there is oil temperature sender and a fan switch. So I kind of got all this laid out where it goes. And then all this rear stuff here is turn signals, tail lights, and fuel pump. I don't know what all's back here, but anyway, that's a next project, is to get that fuse block mounted there somewhere, and get power to it, battery cables run, and where I can turn on the key and have my starter work, and also energize my coil. I'm not trying to go much past that. I've got a bunch of wires here that are, look like they got ends on them. They're supposed to go, I guess that would be, should be key looking stuff. I'm not sure what that is, but yeah, it looks like I ain't gonna need a lot of them wires. This is 26 circuits or something. I don't know. It's a lot better than the cheapest one, and probably got too many wires. But I only need fuel sending, brake light, and tail light back here. This looks like about what I got. And of course I got my left and right turn signals, and high and low beam, and here some kind of a temperature sending unit, some other stuff for the motor. I think this might have an oil pressure gauge wire in it. But anyway, at least I can just wire it up enough to where it's supposed to go, and enough so I can turn the key on and start it. And that'll also kind of tell me where all the wires are. So that's kind of the next project. Of course, I still have to put tail lights in it. Got me a couple of Ooga horns there. They say the glue's bad, and the megaphone fell off. They're loud. I tried that one, about deafened me. Anyway, so next step looks like basic wiring.